Hi, myself Gautam Kabati. I'm from Sri Venkateswara College of Engineering, Bangalore. Today I'm going to explaining about insertion and updating of data in Django. First, let us look into the contents. Let us first look into introduction to the Django models, setting up the Django models, insertion data into Django models, bulk insertion in Django models, updating in Django models, updating multiple records in Django models, and handling expressions, and we'll conclude. First, let us look into the introduction to the Django models. Django models are the Python class that is define the structure of database table. Each module maps as a single table in database. They provide an absolute abstract layer for data interaction. The purpose is simplify the data operation by using Python code instead of SQL. Managing database schema and data integrity provides an interface for query and manipulation of database records. The key components are fields, methods, and meta classes. First is field, defining the class and properties of data, that is character field, integrator fields, and data fields. And method, custom method of adding functionality like name, full name methods to a consider full name and last name, and method meta classes options to define the specific behaviors, orders, or variable names. Now let us look into the setting of Django models with some definition and code example. First we'll look into the definition. We'll define model in name called models.py located within Django app directory or dictionary. Models are Python classes that subclasses the Django DB dot models dot module. Now let us look into the example. First we'll call the Django DB and we'll import the models. Then we create the class called person, and in that class we create a model for, that is we create first name, last name, and date of birth. For calling the first name we create model dot character field, and maximum length of this character or this array is 30, and for the same name for the last name but variable name changes. For the birth data or date of birth we use models dot data field where we can add data or date. Now let us look into the first one. Insertion of data into Django models. We use OMR, the Object Retrieval Mapper, to insert data. Example, person is equal to person equals to person, where we call the first name John and we call the next last name George, and we call date of birth or date and birth date, that is 1980 0101, and we'll save it. This is how we insert data, and this data is inserted for a person. Now let us look into the insertion of data in large quantity or multiple times of insertion data at the same time. The efficiency of this large insertion is reduces number of database queries, improves the performance for inserting the queries, improves performance for insertion large database, minimizes the overhead association with multiple saving options. Using bulk creation, we we have a syntax create list model insurance and using bulk creation to insert them in one code. Now let us look into the example of this bulk insertion data where we create, where we can add name for the people or person. We create by same method as insertion data, but we give multiple variable that like person. First we call first one, next we separate by comma and we call other one, and to save and update we use person dot objects dot bulk creation and we give the variable name people. So we insert the large or bulk insertion data. Now let us look into the updating data in Django models. Using retrieve an object modifies its attributes and call save option like save bracket. Example, person is equal to person dot object get id 1, where we call person the first person name or person, where we can update person dot last name is equal to Smith. We can change the last name into Smith, and to save that or we need to update, we we use the command person.save. Now let us look into the updating multiple records. Using update to modify multiple records. Person.object filters the last name where we call first before name where last name is equal to George, and to update we use dot update last name equals Smith. Is so we create multiple update records in a single line where we need not call update save or anything like in the last option. Is so we update in multiple records. Now let us look in how to handle exceptions. Trying Using try except blocks to handle potential errors. Example from Django.core prescription, importing objects does not exist. This is where we call Django core expression and import object does not exist, where we can handle when the person is not found. Like first one, when we try to update or insert data from person equals to person dot object get data of first person, except object does not exist, then it will print person does not exist or does not found. This so we use this data handling exception for searching data or doing the process properly and getting proper outcome, where we can find the if the given search data is found or not. If it is found, it proceeds its process, or it gives person not found or any other relative message. And we'll conclude. In conclusion, Django model provides a robust framework for defining and managing database structure within the web application by encapsulating data schema and operating in Python classes. Django specifies the development process and enhances the code reliability. Through this presentation, we will learn the definition of module insertion, updation, and handling bulk operation. This crucial lever Django OMR features where we use bulk creation for adding or inserting multiple records, and to perform update where we use batch by batch updating multiple records. And remember, and this Django model is used for um many purposes, and this another important thing is updating insertion of data. Thank you.